now that we have our Facebook app created and installed in the plugin, as so, and we've also set up our cron jobs, we now have everything we need to set up our campaigns and get the plugin running. So head over to the campaigns screen. Now with the basic version of the plugin, you'll only be able to add one campaign. However, with the pro version, you'll be able to add unlimited campaigns. Again, please just see the pro version, special pro version tutorial for all the information you need on the extra pro version features. Okay, so in this example, I'm going to set up auto promotion of this weight loss recipes fan page that I've set up. So the first thing we want to do is give our campaign a name. Now I'm just going to call it weight loss recipes. I'm going to match the campaign name to the page name. You don't have to do that. You can give the campaign any name you want. It's just something so you can identify which page it's referring to. The next thing we want to do is put the Facebook ID in. Now usually the Facebook ID will just be in the URL here, and you can just copy that and then paste it in here. However, in some circumstances you may not have the Facebook ID within your URL, in which case just copy the entire URL, go Google find my Facebook ID, and then it's findmyfacebookid.com. Just paste the URL for your fan page in here, and then it will give you the fan page ID. So if you don't have the ID in your URL, just use this findmyfacebook.com page. So we paste that in there. Now we want to choose 1 to 3 keywords. So you need to choose at least one. So you need to make sure that you have at least something in this first keyword, and optionally 2 more. And these keywords are going to be used to find pages to promote your fan page on. So I'm going to go with weight loss as keyword 1. I'm going to go with healthy as keyword 2, and I'm going to go with recipes as keyword 3. And then once you have chosen your 3 keywords, click save. So basically with your keywords, you just want them to be pretty generic. You don't want to have, you know, if I didn't want to have healthy weight loss recipes here or anything like that, because there's just not going to be very many results for long tail keywords like that. So keep them quite short and keep them quite generic, and you'll get lots of different results and different options for where you want to promote to. Okay, so once you've set up your different settings in the campaign settings page, head over to Hot Pages tab. Now this is where we're going to find the pages that we want to promote to, and the data is set up on here to regularly refresh itself. However, this is done via the cron jobs that we set up before, so until your first cron job runs, you won't actually have any data in here. So if you're keen to get started straight away and you don't want to wait for your cron job, you can always do a manual run with this fetch data button, and that will fill this table with data straight away so you can get your campaigns running right away. So I'm going to click this button and I'm going to let this script run and execute. Okay, so our script is now finished, and if we now refresh this page just by clicking on the hot pages again, you'll see it is now filled with lots of data on pages related to our weight loss campaign. You'll notice that the likes heat and the talking about heat do not have any values in them. This is because the heat value, if we move here, is the recent increase in the amount of likes, or the recent increase in the talking about metric. And you need to leave the plugin running for about 24 hours before it has enough historical data to be able to generate these figures. So if you've just installed the plugin, don't worry if you haven't got anything in these two figures just yet. Come back in a day or so and you should have lots of great data there. Now, you can search any of these columns by just clicking on them. So we can order by total likes, and you can see that the page with the greatest number of likes related to healthy things is this one, and we can open it up here. And we can see that all of these different pages are getting huge amounts of shares and likes. Look here, I've got 318 people liking it, 323 shares, loads of comments. So this would be a really great site to start trying to get exposure for our page on. So you can start engaging with any of those pages by just moving this switch to on. But we might want to do more than one page. In fact, I recommend that you do. So I could go through all of these different pages. Here's an incredible recipes one. Let's have a look at that. Again, this looks like a really great page to start getting some exposure on. Lots of likes, lots of comments, lots of shares, etc. So I'm going to like that. I'm going to start engaging with that one too. Alternatively, you can simply go through these and check boxes. So for example, if I want to check that one, fitness recipes, that looks really great for and relevant to our page. So I'm going to click on that one, and you can mark up many different ones like this and bulk start engaging by clicking that. You can see exactly which pages you're engaging with at any time by clicking here. So you can see we've sorted by engaging, and you can see that the three that we marked as engaging with have appeared first. And really, these different sorting by these different columns just gives you different ways of finding great pages. So instead of sorting by likes, if we want to sort by talking about, and we can see that this one's got loads of people talking about Cucina Master recipes. However, looking at this, it doesn't look, oh yes, it does have English comments. So again, this might be a great one to start commenting on. And you can do this if you had likes heat and talking about heat. That's another way to find great pages. So basically, you just want to go through this and try and find some great, relevant and popular pages, and then just start marking them as engaging with them. So you can either, remember, you can either do this, or you can do the bulk engaging. Now, one thing I will point out at this point is you might be tempted to just go through and engage with hundreds of different pages. So you might just want to go click all of these, go to the next page, click all of them, and just mark them all as engage on. However, I really advise against that, because the plugin will only comment on, and it will only reply to and like, etc., a set amount of posts per day. Now, we've set this limit at around about 200, and the reason for that is that we don't want your apps to get banned, we don't want your Facebook accounts to get banned for spamming, so the plugin will only ever do a limited amount of comments each day. So you really want to focus your the amount of comments that you have on the best pages. Therefore, I really recommend that you only engage with around about 20 different pages at any one time. So using the different tools you have here to find different pages, go through and make sure and try to get about 20 different pages marked as engage on, and just try and out of all these pages here, or all this data, just try and pick around about the best 20 pages, and that should give you the best results. Now, it doesn't matter if you've got slightly under 20 or slightly over, so you might only be engaging with 15 or you might be engaging with 35, but my recommendation to you is to keep it around about that region, and that should give you the best results.